So generally in games like EU4, when you hear the term OPM, one province minor, every nation that would be called that title is a nation that exists of, as you would expect, one province. In the HRE, for example, free cities are one province minors by definition. Every nation over here in the Emerald Isle, barring the Pale with England, is a one province minor. But the cool thing about this mod is that everybody is a one province minor, because every single nation in the world is literally one province. Their whole country is the province. This leads to some pretty interesting stuff, like the number of provinces that are trade goods is it looks quite different. The development map mode, I think, has been normalized to the best of their abilities. We have 23 development in France, 22 in Bohemia, 20 in England, 20 in Poland. The MAM's down here with 24, looking pretty green. Ming over here with 31. So yeah, the development is kind of distributed accordingly to what you would expect roughly in vanilla. But yeah, I don't think it's going to look like that towards the end. Looking at the great powers list, you can see Ashikaga is only this high because of their subjects. They have 13 of their own development. France has 23 of their own, as we showed. And yeah, the numbers are going to stay pretty low, I think. I think they'll get quite a bit higher as nations conquer each other, but I think the border gore is going to be absolutely atrocious, borderline unforgivable. So I apologize in advance, but also I don't really apologize. You can see that Austria is literally just Vienna. You can see that Hungary is just pest. And the lack of province borders just makes things look so uncanny. Like it's honestly kind of weird to see this, and I love it so much. I just love this. Should be a ton of fun. If you enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like on it. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video with a friend if you think that they would appreciate it as well. But in the meantime, let's go ahead, turn it on up to speed 5 and unpause. You can see that, for example, armies, Orissa has the highest army size in the world with Ashikaga at 13, Muscovy with 11. So with the numbers as low as they are, I think that wars are going to be quite decisive. You know, the manpower pools for these countries is incredibly small. Somehow Lubeck just has like 16,000 men in reserves, but yeah, we'll see how things go with this. I think the numbers are going to be super different. I'm very much excited about it. We've got Tbilisi over here attacking Circassia. And remember, they're a one province minor. So as soon as they occupy one province, it's full annexation, baby. Basically, everybody is just going to full annex each other. And that's definitely going to lead to some interesting stuff. You can see some stuff looks a little goofy here. Like this port, for some reason, is over here. So you expect a couple of bugs in a goofy mod like this that I'm sure was kind of slapped together just to make it viable, but it kind of adds to it. You know, the jank kind of adds to the charm for me. You also get funny stuff like this where Aragon is, you know, made up of what is normally like 5 states or 6 states in vanilla. So their name is just spread across everything. Yeah, I don't actually even know where this G comes from. I don't actually know where the G comes from. Oh, it's Genoa, Genoa. Oh, okay, there you go. So Genoa's name is down here because reasons. They have provinces over here, which is definitely causing things to be confusing. Muscovy up here consolidating the Rus, full annex Tver. I don't actually know who this one is, so that might be part of their home state. And then Muscovy also annexing Novgorod, the one province of Novgorod. So yeah, Muscovy is already very large with the largest name placement in the game, maybe outside of Oirat and Ming, who Oirat seemingly has annexed their subject as well. So yeah, we're definitely seeing some cool stuff. I just am excited to see how big some of the nations get towards the end. Ah, yes, Venezia, land of Herzegovina, don't you know? I also think you have some interesting stuff. Like a lot of the events are tied to, you know, provinces. So we're not going to have the surrender of Maine because Maine doesn't exist. And so we're probably not going to have the 100 Years' War. But then you also have stuff like this where the Pope man decides to go in on Herzegovina and will probably take Venice as well as like Athens, I guess. So yeah, things are going to be so goofy. It's going to be so goofy. I love it. Though it is worth noting that the New World is untouched. I think he may have consolidated some of the tribal lands for the natives, but you already know we get rid of the natives around here. You know, over here things are consolidated for the countries that existed in 1444, but for the most part, it seems like the New World is mostly unconsolidated. So whoever colonizes, they're gonna get a pretty big power boost. Skanderbro over here doing his dang thing, annexing Serbia. So Branicevo, which I assume, I actually don't know what that province is. I think that's this one up here, is now Albania. And Orissa, who normally is just a coastal nation over here, has migrated into Bahmani's territory. We're only 9 years in, and you already are seeing quite a bit of consolidation in India, so hopefully that is a sign of things to come. Well, how the turntables. The Ming has been full annexed by Zhou, which has indeed dismantled the mandate. So there is no mandate of China anymore, which probably is a good thing. But considering the fact that they're one province, I don't think it necessarily meant a whole lot anyways. But I don't know. That's a tough one to answer. Regardless, China is like purplish gray now, so that's pretty cool. Might see a Qing. That'd be all right. I'd like to see that. And Timmy is dead. They're not going to make it out of this one either. Turns out that Kashmir is independent rather than it being contested, and they actually own half of Iran as well as all the land in Pakistan. So there you go. Crisis averted. Pope man on the warpath, annexing Naples as well as Venice, and it looks like Herzegovina going to get gobbled up by the Albanians, while Hungary over here eating up Wallachia as well as the Bosnians. So definitely seeing some consolidation. Yes, but London is now a French province, and it looks like Flanders is going to take Burgundy. This is going to be so messy. Just look at all these occupation lines, and considering that everyone is a one province minor, people are just going to be full annexing each other. The number of tags is going to get very small very quickly, I reckon. Especially I don't really know how the borders will work out with permanent claims from missions and whatnot, but yeah, you get things like this, and we're only in the 1460s, so this is going to be pretty messy. And the consolidation continues with Castile being annexed by Granada of all places. The Ottomans have yet to annex Byzantium. They were in a war, and I think it ended inconclusively by the looks of it, because they didn't take anything. And then Ajam over here has decided to annex most of the land, with Kashmir still having Kashmir. But don't worry, Delhi has consolidated the north, and Orissa has eaten up Bengal. We have Lanshang over here eating up most of Southeast Asia, with Ayutthaya just split between a couple of provinces over here. And yeah, I love to see this. This is so cool. Over in South America, Cusco is annexing quite a bit of land over here. And the Aztecs just, doing what Aztecs do and just sitting there doing nothing. But how about Bohemia on that warpath, annexing Saxony, Thuringia, which this province looks weird. I can't really quite put my finger on what it looks like, but let me know in the comments, as well as Hesse over here. So yeah, Bohemia, definitely probably one of the stronger nations here in the HRE at the moment. Holy smokes. So yeah, Muscovy is having a game. They just went in full annex Lithuania and Poland at the same time. Well, actually Poland is now over here in this Sushvan or whatever. Oh my gosh, these borders are crazy, bro. Meanwhile, the Ottomans annexed Byzantium as well as Syria, and Ajam continues to get pretty big over here, though it looks like them and QQ are duking it out at the moment. Austria also took a big chunk out of Hungary. Austria was Hungary, if you will, and now Berlin, as well as Devon or whatever, is a subject of Praha. So yeah. I love this. This mod is so good. This is really good. I love this. The Reformation is upon us and will most certainly be stronger than it is in vanilla, considering the fact that population density, or province density, I suppose, is a lot lower than in vanilla. So these provinces will be converted quite a bit quicker, or at least the region will be. At least that's my assumption. We're going to see a much stronger Reformation, and time will tell how things go with that. Meanwhile, Granada magically has united all of the land over here, which is just insane. And then France has taken over everything, including all of the one province miners, the actual one province miners up here in Ireland, as well as Scotland. Lubeck is marching across northern Germany, but yeah, they've run into a giant bear, which is Muscovy. Jeonju has eaten up Oirat, and Ajam has been chomped on by Malwa, who seems to be one of the two major powers over in India, because Vijay, remember, is like 4 provinces. They're very weak. Orissa and Malwa, very big and scary. We very well may not have colonization this game. Hard to say. France might do it, but yeah, no colonization yet, and it's like 15-15. And with the Reformation here, we do have a few noteworthy nations, with France almost 400 development score, Muscovy 350, Orissa 260, and Malwa almost 200. So yeah, those are the 2 Indian guys, and these are the 2 European guys. Though the Ottomans are definitely going to be able to punch up, as well as Bohemia. Ashikaga, the former #1, is number 7, but they're kind of on an island, literally. And then Ethiopia somehow in the top 8. 8, which I'm always going to be cool with because I love to see African nations doing well. Well, yeah, things are looking pretty blue over here with Mare Nostrum very quickly looking to go to France, going in and annexing Austria, the Ottomans, as well as most of the Pope, I think, though the Ottomans do still exist here in Athens, so we can't count them out just yet. Muscovy is continuing to push all the way down here, touching tips with the Mams, who are still there, which is cool. Also the Rassids over here from Yemen, very cool to see them. But how about Malwa and Jeonju? Though Jeonju is like, 5 or 6 provinces, well, Malwa is probably closer to like 30 or 40. So yeah, we are definitely seeing some interesting border changes over here. We've got Imagawa and Shawnee over here contesting the Ashikaga shogunate. So we'll see who comes out on top over in Japan. But 150 years into the game, France has basically doubled their development since we last looked. No surprise there, with Muscovy behind them by 300 plus development. So we are seeing France run away with it, though Malwa over there looking very competitive with Orissa right behind them. So still a couple of Indian powers looking pretty strong. Ashikaga doing well, but I don't think those subjects are going to be very loyal for very long. Bohemia over 100, Jeonju over 100, and Ethiopia almost 100. The longer it goes on, the weirder it gets, and the larger France gets, taking most of Iberia from not Andalusia, but Granada, and most of Muscovy from Muscovy. So yeah, they're looking pretty dang good. Denmark has annexed Sweden and Norway, but again, they're like 4 provinces, so it does not actually matter. Delhi and Jeonju going strong over here in the east, so we're definitely seeing some power blocks that will be able to contest France, though it looks like Jeonju is actually beating up on Muscovy at the moment. Do love seeing His and Kaifa going strong over here, migrating out of, His and Kaifa. They don't even own their homeland, but they do own some other land, so good on them. Cyprus just hanging out over here, holding still, hoping they don't get annexed. The Mams getting pushed out of Egypt and then pushing the Rassids out of Yemen. Now they're exclusively in Oman? I don't know how you say that. Oman, probably. Meanwhile, the island boys down here consolidating their islands, but for the most part, just kind of laying low, not really doing a whole lot because, yeah, we're not going to see colonization this game. It just isn't going to happen. We're already in like 1660 and no colonization, though we do have the Inca has formed, so that's pretty cool. Though without a doubt, my favorite thing so far is that Catholics are basically gone, guys. We've got like no Catholics in the world, a couple of Catholic provinces, but France is reformed and they are converting everything, and Protestants basically are exclusively up here with Orthodox over here. There are 3 Catholic nations in the world: Cyprus, the Knights, and Congo, of all people. A total of 422 provinces, but yeah, Sunni is the big one, and then Totemist after that. Kind of crazy to think that there's that many provinces that are considered Catholic. How does that work? I think that's cap. That's definitely cap. There's no way. How in the world does this number calculate? I don't know. Let me know if you know in the comments. Either way, the Protestants won the League War naturally, and they're not doing so good. They did pass 2 reforms, which is pretty cool, but they're not going to be passing anymore. And France is just continuing to run away with it. I think they had a little over 700 last we looked. Now Delhi is in the 700 mark, but France is just blowing past them. Delhi ended up annexing basically all of Orissa, and then Jeonju over here is contesting them, but they have half of their development, with Muscovy falling below them. Then somehow, some way, East Frisia, the number 5 great power in the world with 130 dev, like a phoenix from the ashes, the reddish orange phoenix rises over here in the Low Countries and in Frisia. We then have Ashikaga just chilling in the top 8 all game despite doing literally nothing. The Mams climbing. I think they were number 8 before, or maybe not. I don't know. But the Mams 180 with Lubeck 83. Ethiopia no longer on the great powers list. Sadly, it doesn't look like they're going to be if they have borders with France. And here we have it. Mare Nostrum for the French. How do you say Mare Nostrum in French? I don't know. I don't know French at all. But outside of like a couple of provinces for the Knights, Cyprus, a couple of provinces over here, and Ferrara's 2 provinces, France owns everything around the Mediterranean and the Black Sea, which is just insane. Oh, I missed Fezzan as well. Fezzan too. But yeah, safe to say they're doing just fine. But how about Latgalia and Novgorod? We've seen nations come back from the dead. Somehow the Teutonic Order returned. I love to see it. Also, Lubeck just annexed Denmark. All 4 of their provinces. Very nice. Kind of spooky seeing Ulm over here, though. Never count them out. It's never too late. And then Delhi continues their steamroll with Jeonju giving them a nice big old hug. But yeah, Delhi has like triple their development, I'm sure. Africa's still like super messy. I'm surprised that there's been not any consolidation over here. Maybe we'll see more towards the end, but yeah, we've got about 100 years left. We do have some colonization by the French, like I had suggested before, but that's really it. We're not really seeing anything past that. But how about Tengrists converting China? Because right, there's like hardly any Confucian provinces in 14 1944 anymore. Pretty funny to see this. I actually really am a big fan of that. And the HRE is down to 7 princes. I think they had 12 last we checked. So yeah, kaput. And with about 100 years left, France is, yeah, taken away. I think they had 1,200 last we looked, so they've gone up to 1,600 with almost 1,000 going to Delhi. So they do have some competition for the end game. Jeonju, not so much. I said 1/3 of Delhi. They have a little over half, so I was off. But Lubeck with 350, almost. Frankfurt with almost 200. The Mams with over 200. Ulm with 150, and then Angeron with almost 200 will surpass Ulm once they embrace institution. Very weird game. This mod changed so much stuff, and it is just causing some interesting things. Also, the reason you're not seeing formables like Hindustan is because Hindustan requires a bunch of provinces to be owned that just don't exist, so they're not going to form them. Who do you guys think is going to come out on top? Leave a comment down below. Probably going to be France, let's be honest, but hey, I'm always down for a shakeup. So I guess we did end up getting a shakeup. I think the revolution may have been impactful in the outcome of this one, lads. With the revolution completely dismantling France, I don't think they actually exist anymore, if you can believe that. We have Lubeck taking basically everything, with, for some reason, revolutionary Frankfurt going super strong in central Germany and over in Ireland and down in southern Iberia. So I got nothing. I really got nothing. Funny to see the Ottomans back on the map. But yeah, the big winner of the day, Delhi, revolutionary Delhi. Angeron at one point actually owned all of this, and they got gobbled up as well. So yeah, I did not expect it, but I'm very happy to see it. Also very funny to see this revolutionary Chokwe or whatever. Congo's just gone. Revolutionary Rwanda, revolutionary Benin, revolutionary Jolof. Grenada is over here in Western Africa. Jeonju went over and annexed most of Japan, though they are currently losing a war to Lubeck. So, oof. Absolutely just chaotic for the last 100 years, and I'm very much a fan. Oh, and shout out revolutionary Dzungar. Love to see that too. Of course, we have to take a look at the great powers list, and yes, Delhi does surpass where France even was before, but even Lubeck is farther in front of France than France was 100 years ago, which is just really crazy to think about how much development has grown. We'll take a look at that. We then have Frankfurt with almost 1,400 development, the other European great power over there, with their borders almost exclusively surrounded by Lubeck in the number 3 spot. Jeonju over in the 4th, though they are below 1,000 development, with Angeron with 700, Chokwe with a little over 200, Mafali, I don't even know where they are, in the 7th spot. I think they might be African. I don't know actually. And then Sofala, another African nation, over in the 8th spot with 147 development. Oh, even better yet, Mafali is Madagascar, and then Sofala is over here in like Southeast Africa. Lubeck ended up getting all of France's colonies, which is certainly helping them out with development. But over here, it's still just, you know, pretty spread out. Though we do have Denmark. They colonized, I think, or something. They're one province minor over here in the coldest area in the entire map, probably. Lubeck went scorched earth and converted everything, which is just nutty to see. It's all Protestant, except for down here we have Reformed. Yeah, the Ottomans are a Reformed people, don't you know? Tengris getting pushed back, though still going pretty strong with Sunnis over here and Shias, the major religion, kind of in this region. Actually not super different from what you would come to see in vanilla, I think. Revolutionary Ayutthaya, though, going pretty strong with the Shinto state faith. No idea how that happened, but I like that. While the New World is primarily reformed while being subjects of Protestants. Culturally, the French did quite a bit of work over here, over in Iberia, as well as in England, with a Polish pushing down into Hungary. It's all Greek over here, aka one province was converted to Greek. And Gili over here, I don't actually know. It's a Chinese group, but yeah, there you go. Of course, the American colonies are all French, and we do have one French colony down here in the Cape. And the development map mode is pretty interesting as well, because Krakow is coal. Of course, we have 58 development in Poland. Aside from that, we've got Nuremberg over here with 50, Aachen with 67, probably the highest dev province in the world. Couple of 45s over here. Egypt is up to 45 as well. China, Beijing is 32. So yeah, pretty cool. Sunni and Tengri are actually the number 1 and number 2 religions, with Nahuatl and Animist the 3rd and 4th. Very funny. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 provinces with 50 or more, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 provinces with close to 50. We saw quite a bit of development. but not nearly as much as vanilla. Super cool mod. I actually am a huge fan of goofy stuff like that, and it runs really well, if you can believe that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.